Kings. All right, welcome back to Studio 40 Live. It is time for Beam Time.
That's right. Beam time.
Beam Time. Yes, it is time. You're not blocking these, so it's not Beam Tim.
No, not Beam Tim. But we haven't needed Beam Tim.
No.
Kick rocks, Beam Tim. We got Beam Time.
Get out of here. You lit the beam last time. I think it lit early, which I don't know if we should try to replicate because things have continued to be good.
It's the good fortune of the Kings, and if I brought them, I'll take credit for that.
Let's do it.
All right.
Do it. Three, 2, 1, hit it.
There we go. Light
Single finger.
the studio purple, would you please? All right.
Beautiful.
Let's get right into it. Last I looked, Kings are in the 8th spot. What's going on? They're climbing up.
They've won 9 of 10.
It's incredible.
You know, you have a coaching change, all of a sudden things wake up, and all of a sudden you play basketball again. The ultimate wake-up call, and they've seemed to tap into whatever's working. You know, fourth quarters look great. They don't have hero ball anymore. The ball's sharing. It's all over the place. And yeah, you're taking advantage of some opponents without some of their best players, granted, but you're also taking care of business.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, that's one of those things that you can,
Right.
you could almost count on that throughout the season, right? Guys are going to be without guys, but still putting it all together when it counts. I do want to ask, one of the big messages Doug Christie gave when he first came on was he was going to simplify everything.
Yeah.
I feel like I see that from my seat where I get to sit. I've seen it on the defensive side. I've seen it on the offensive side. Have guys talked about that?
Absolutely. I mean, going back to just what works, and obviously, you know, DeMar DeRozan showing, you know, having the video crew bring up highlights of what Doug Christie was as a former player. Says this is the guy who guarded Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant, had these legendary experiences. Like, this is who we're playing for now.
Yeah.
So it's just finding that defensive intensity and, you know, going up there and sharing the ball and just getting back to having fun. And that's the one thing Doug Christie really hones in on is having fun, showing the joy in basketball again, and absolutely killing them with positivity and optimism.
He does.
There you go. All right, we got some video of the Wizards win the other night. All right, so that was a game that you say, all right, this is the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
How do you get up for them? But I would say, you know, they did. And that's what you need to do. You got to just say, okay, we know we're better than this team, but they could still beat us, and they got up.
Yeah, and historically, guys, and you know this better than I do, these are the types of opponents that give the Kings fits.
Mm-hmm.
Those lower echelon teams, those teams that you're supposed to beat, they come into your home court and they kind of smack you in the mouth a little bit. I love what Doug Christie said before the game. He said, do not put a face to your opposition. And if you keep that, you know, it basically helps you prepare for everybody the same way no matter what the record is. And then, you know, that guy comes in off the bench. Keon Ellis, 18 points, 18 minutes, 6 threes. They hit 12 as a team. He hits half of them.
He caught fire. He even
Literally.
said I'm on fire.
He kept going like that. Exactly.
Hey, real quick question. Don't mean to put you on the spot, but who leads the league in three-point shooting?
That would be one Domas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis has led the league in three-point shooting. It's absolutely crazy. He was 2 of 3 just the other night. He was a monster. 29 points, 18 boards, but it's what he's doing beyond the arc.
Yeah.
Look, Mike Brown was the one that said, we want you to shoot
I know.
threes. And here he is just getting plenty of opportunities. He went on an 8-0 run himself in that
See,
game.
I thought it wasn't Sabonis. I thought it was Len that was actually leading in threes. Because he banged home a 3 that night, too.
love that.
It's like, where did that come from? So Sabonis, obviously, 29 and 18. I mean, the guy is amazing, right? He knows how to get it done.
And it's going to be tough for these, you know, we got the All-Star game coming up right around the corner. The Kings are surging, and typically they reward, success within the league. So, you know, all of a sudden the Kings are creeping up the standings. So if they can keep this up, look, they're going to have a lot of games on the road coming up. I think 10 of the next 12 will be on the road after this Warriors game on
I think only 4 home games in February, if I'm not mistaken.
Incredible.
So they're going to be on the road. They're going to have to come together.
Well, what are you going to do? You got to wide open Fed.
I got it. We got
All right,
things to do.
Let's go back just for a quick second.
Yeah.
Because that Houston game, we were talking about this. It happened last Thursday, and they wound up winning that game. I think we have some highlights of it also. That's a game that they most likely would not have won that game. I mean, like a couple weeks ago. This is a team now that, like, wow, that proved that they're ready to go.
Yeah, this is the team that usually comes in and punches you in the mouth, and the Kings responded to that physicality. They've kind of found a way to be annoying, just to kind of muck up the game a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, that was a game. Look, Keon just
that was
twisted his
scary.
ankle.
Yeah.
He came back. He was out of game, came back, was able to kind of get it together. Actually, he wasn't out of game.
No, he
played
didn't
the
even
very
miss.
next
Yeah,
one.
he's tough.
Saw him at the bowling event. No brace, no hobble.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
fine. He's fine.
But yeah, these guys are big. They're long and physical, and that's the type of team that gives the Kings absolute fits. But I would say even last month before Mike Brown was fired, them getting the win over Houston on the home court, was actually probably the biggest game of the season prior to that Celtics win. So they were able to, double down with that win over.
And that's a good team, man. That is that Rockets team is.
And DeMar DeRozan carried him down the stretch.
All right, so now we get to look forward. We got an ESPN game tomorrow night. The Golden State Warriors are in town. They're not playing as great as maybe people would have thought.
They absolutely hit a thud, didn't they? I mean, they went up against the Celtics the other night. They were down 40 at one point. Just a terrible, terrible loss. They're spiraling a little bit, and they've got a lot of guys that have missed time. Look, the Warriors came in here, or the Kings went into Chase Center just a couple weeks ago and took it to them.
Yep.
I kind of think the worst time to face a team is when they've been beat by 30. So I think we're expecting a really good game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can always count on that.
Gonna be awesome. What do you guys think about the those throwback jerseys that say Sacramento on them?
Yeah,
I love those. That's like
the purple ones.
Yeah, the purple ones. That's like my favorite jersey. But I don't. I love that jersey. But
all of them?
I don't know. It's close.
It's nostalgic.
It just reminds me when the Kings, back in 01, 02, 03, whenever they launched that one, that was just that team. So when this team wears that, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like when this team wears that jersey.
And you know what?
The other one's okay.
I could be wrong, but I think the Washington game was the first time they won with those purple jerseys.
You're right.
And the retro court too with the old logo.
And they got to make the logo bigger.
I'm with you.
At center court, right? The old retro logo at center court.
It's not very big.
It's kind of small.
It's hard. I hate calling stuff from the late '90s retro. That just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well.
It's because you're retro now.
I am retro. Throwback.
Do you have any predictions for us of what's going to happen here? I know that we're closing in on the trade deadline. We got All-Star pending. Are we going to be complaining again that our three big guys aren't on the team?
Probably. I mean, I want to petition for Domantas Sabonis to be in the three-point shootout with the way he's shooting the ball.
Exactly.
I don't think there's a chance, and heck, he would do it. No. But I hope that happens. It's just going to be down in San Francisco. But yeah, the February trade deadline comes up on the 6th. Look, they're attached to a lot of things right now. Kyle Kuzma was just in the building. Jonas Valanciunas was in the building. Valanciunas looked good. Kyle Kuzma did not.
No.
He's also an investor in this new volleyball league with Vivek Ranadive. So a little bit of a connection there with Kuzma and Vivek Ranadive, this Major League Volleyball.
All right.
I think they're going to be active. I think they're going to be trying to add a big body. Whether or not they want to part with some of the draft capital and some of these players, remains to be seen. They've got things cooking right now.
Only 3 ways to get better, Sean Cunningham. A trade, the draft,
free agency.
Yeah.
Free agency. Got it. Only 3 ways.
I'm happy because Keegan smiles now. He's fist pumping now.
Coaching change, maybe.
He's doing all these different things, which is incredible. Are there any injuries that we have to worry about? Everything seemed good.
Yeah, Devin Carter's had some wrist soreness. He missed the last game, and of course they're monitoring Keegan's ankle pretty well. We'll have the injury report coming out tonight, but they're going to be they're on the practice floor right now. I'm going to head over to the arena and find some.
Look at
things
you.
out. So,
Stop in with us. You better go.
How's Fox's butt cheek? That's okay?
That part is pretty good. I don't like that I've had to ask that question to him several times. How's your ear?
Right, exactly. How's that going?
Things are working out fine for him.
Good.
If you need help with that, just send in Beam Tim. Beam Tim will answer. Will ask that question. All the hard questions, Beam Tim.
There it is.
Will ask.
Oh my gosh, I love getting caught up with the Kings, especially when they're winning. Isn't this great? Oh, it's so much fun.
Everybody's happy.
Love it.
Tomorrow, got the Warriors 7:00, and then they travel to Denver and a whole bunch of other places after that. That trip is wild. Kings.com for a little more info on the web. Go check out your boys.